At the post-National Day rally dialogue held at the People's Association on Monday night, the 140 youths present expressed concern at the increasing number of foreigners in Singapore. And they were quick to suggest ways to curb the influx.
I work for MNC, and it's true that my boss actually hires when I apply for a job, and my colleague from the UK, for example, comes in. I know that I'm much better than him, but they seem to think that, oh, he's from the UK or he's from the US, or so he can do better, so they are willing to invest more. So I think that we touch upon that Singaporeans are getting more educated. So I think that our graduates are equally on par with our US counterpart or UK counterpart. So I think the government should make it more stringent for employers hiring these workers who are the so-called higher skill people, so that people like us or graduates when we apply for high school jobs, we don't face this kind of competition. So I do agree, but I do feel this. So I think something needs to be done.
So you're suggesting we should protect Singaporean jobs for Singaporean?
The higher skill one, because we are getting more and more educated society.
Yeah.
To this, Dr. Maliki responded, saying that it was not helpful for Singapore to take up such an initiative.
If we call ourselves an open economy in a globalized world, what does it mean? Part of it also is in relation to the free trade agreements that we've had with countries all over the world. Once we have free trade agreement, it means also in employment practices where you cannot have protectionist practices. So it's how do you manage these things, you know? So do you up the Singaporeans' capabilities to the extent that they can compete sufficiently in the global scene, or do you want to protect? And if we protect, what does it mean, right? While we make assumption that Singaporeans are just as good, is that assumption fair? And under what circumstances do we assess? Meaning that if we put that kind of restrictions, then I was saying like, okay, banks, you cannot employ X number of executives at a certain level, it must be Singaporeans. I mean, I wonder what that would mean to Singapore as an open economy.
Some others acknowledged that having foreigners here was not all bad news.
The dependence on foreign workers is in fact a cycle, because we have progressed so far as a nation, whereby people don't want to do this job already.
Okay.
Yeah, and the only way is to get resources from overseas.
Another participant even said that sporting talent from overseas was good news for Singapore.
Friend here talking about this issue of having maybe sportsmen. Now, if we can't produce them, we co-opt them over, right? That's a natural process to gain our international recognition. But the question is, we have to look a bit further. Reason is because I'm into sports, as you know. So I would say that if you have a foreign talent, you are actually planting a seed for future development. Although that's why you say they may not be able to sing Majula Singapore right now. I guess this is just a first initial step, because subsequently, if you realize that the kind of benefits or the kind of skills that they may sort of share with our local paddlers, any sports, I would say, perhaps we can gain that certain knowledge, and then one day we have a true blue Singaporean up there on the stage podium, you know. So we just have to give ourselves a bit more time. Reason being, recently we have influx of immigrants coming in. That's why we felt that pressure. But then, as earlier on, we also mentioned that we have diaspora people going out of Singapore. In fact, ourselves, we are also descendants, you know, from a diasporic group. Yeah, our grandparents. So now that we have formed our roots here, therefore we call this home. Now, what happens if, let's say, the immigrants, they also do the same thing? That's why we lead on to the topic of integration right here. So I felt maybe we can be a bit more welcoming them unconditionally. I feel.
Member of Parliament Michael Palmer summed up the value that foreigners add to our society.
It is also important to have the foreigners in the universities for a myriad of reasons. Number one, I'm sure you all know this word globalization, and it's been.
In the next clip, the youths discuss how the ups and downs of the economy has affected them.